Have you seen this recent India Willoughby drama? No? Okay, well here it is. So India Willoughby is a trans woman, formerly Jonathan Willoughby, a journalist and newsreader for ITV in Britain, and the first transgender co-host for the talk show Loose Women. And India has been in a living hell this week because Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling called him a man, and as a result J.K. Rowling should be sent to jail, arrested and sent to jail. India no longer believes in free speech because it's only a smokescreen for hate speech. That's right, this is nuts. And just on a slight tangent, what kind of a name is India? I mean, firstly, lovely place, I'd love to visit one day, maybe, I'll see how I go. And secondly, my little sister was going to call her daughter India, and I talked her out of it. I said, imagine when she's a young woman, you're going to have testosterone-driven young men grabbing their crotches going, hey, India, get this India. Can you imagine that? That could be humiliating. Also, if you're going to pick a name for yourself, why India? Why not Bangladesh or Sri Lanka? Anyway, India did an interview with Byline TV about the matter, and it is unhinged. Now, they seem to have taken it down after an altercation with J.K. Rowling, so I don't think it's on the internet anymore. I'd just like to mention I am making commentary on this video, I am critiquing it, and it is totally fair use, bro. Alright, let's go.
So India, how was the last 24 hours then?
Where do I start? A living hell. It's an absolute maelstrom of hate on Twitter.
Okay, I feel like if your life is a living hell because of stuff that's happened on Twitter, you need to get off Twitter. Is that fair to say? Like, imagine that. My life's a living hell because of tweets. Delete the app. Don't use Twitter. Is that just me? Am I being too mean?
J.K. Rowling took it upon herself to introduce my name into a conversation, calling me a man, calling me he, him, and I can't remember the next bit, but it was along the lines of being a parody of a woman. I think it was a grotesque parody of a woman, something like that.
Well, that'd be one way to describe you. A little bit insensitive, okay. Not super woke and PC, sure. Inaccurate? See, I don't know. I mean, you do you and everything. Live life the way you want to, but she's allowed to describe you like that. And let's think about this for a second. If there was to be a parody of a woman, what would that look like? Would it not be a man dressed as a woman? I don't know. Is Dylan Mulvaney a parody of a woman? Or do you have to be like a full-on drag queen?
And it's just insulting. It's just so dehumanizing. And I'm really tired of it.
How's it dehumanizing? She's not calling you a pig or a cow. She's calling you a man because you are biologically a man.
And at the end of the day, it is a hate crime.
No, it's not. I don't think it is anyway. And as it turns out, either do the cops.
And I am a woman, regardless of what J.K. Rowling says. I've been through everything that's required of me. My birth certificate says female. My passport, all of my documents, I am legally recognised as a woman.
So what? She doesn't think you're a woman. She's allowed to say that. Your passport says woman. Your licence says woman. Your documents say woman. Your chromosomes say man or male, if we're going to get nitty gritty.
And for J.K. Rowling to deliberately, and that is the key word, misgender me, knowing who I am, is grossly offensive. It is a hate crime. And it should be treated just as somebody calling a black person the N-word or an Asian person the P-word.
The P-word? Am I missing out on a slur here? P-word. Asian person a P-word. Wait, does she mean head? That doesn't seem that bad. Head. I mean, either does the N-word to me, but that's just me. But aside from that, it's not the same. It's like calling a black person a white person. I mean, it's not even that. Calling a trans woman a man is technically quite accurate.
It seems like the level of transphobia that's being spouted by people like her is completely acceptable on the internet. How has that happened?
Oh, we can't be having transphobia on the internet, just like homophobia, racism, and misogyny. Oh, wait. Why are you such a cunt? Putrid cunt. So it's alright to be horrible to J.K. Rowling because she's transphobic. He got fired for that, by the way. He apologised, but then got fired anyway.
It's been fomented by a culture wars government and British media, I'm sorry to say, the bulk of which now is right-wing, and trans people are completely locked out of this. There are something like 1,000 articles per month in the UK alone on people like me. We're literally 0.2% of the population, which is around 250,000 people.
Yeah, but that's because you make such a big drama out of everything. I mean, J.K. Rowling calls you a man and you're like, lock her up, send her to jail, it's a hate crime. Fucking hell, that's ridiculous. Do you not see how crazy you're being? People are drawn to crazy things. You're being crazy. It's interesting.
If you had 1,000 stories a month that were all hostile, all propagating myths and rumours in a negative way about a group, let's say it was the Jewish community, not trans people, there would be absolute hell on. But transphobia, it just isn't taken seriously.
That's because it's not that serious. You were born a man, you're a biological man, she called you a man, what's she done wrong? I mean, sure, your passport says you're a woman. Who cares? It's a piece of paper.
What do you think is actually going on with J.K. Rowling? I mean, for a long time, it seems like a lot of her comments were very subtle. It was backhanded comments. It was all very subtle. But now it feels like this is a mask-off moment. Is that what you think is going on?
Her comments are very subtle. I mean, look at this Mother's Day tweet she copped a ton of shit over. Happy Birthing Parents' Day to all whose large gametes were fertilised, resulting in small humans whose sex was assigned by doctors making mostly lucky guesses. Okay, so she's being sarcastic. She's making fun of the transes. I mean, it was a little bit of a miss. There's mothers who adopt, etc. But the ton of shit she got back from this was ridiculous. I'm not going to comb through Twitter now to find them. I can't be fucked. But I remember seeing them on the day. There was shit about her dying a horrible death and should be made to shut up permanently, shit like that. Now, I couldn't give a shit about mean comments to J.K. Rowling, but it's funny when they go to the extreme like this and she's like, you're a man. And they're like, oh, arrest her, arrest her.
I genuinely think that J.K. Rowling is probably the most radicalised person in internet history. She's gone down a rabbit hole and now I would class her as an extremist.
J.K. Rowling is an extremist. Okay. The Harry Potter author is an extremist. Buddy, you clearly don't know what an extremist is.
I think most people that aren't involved with this subject, they hear from the mainstream media that, oh, all J.K. Rowling is doing is fighting for women's rights. Who could possibly disagree with that? I would agree with it. But women's rights in the context of this debate is actually a dog whistle. It's been weaponized. And if you go on any of the groups that J.K. Rowling supports, a lot of these pop-up women's groups over the last few years, they're actually paper-thin fronts. They're one issue and it's hostile to trans people.
Yeah, because they don't think trans people are women. That's their right. They can think that. You don't have to like it. But the point she makes about you being a misogynist, masquerading as a woman, is kind of valid. I mean, it might not be polite, but it's not wrong. I mean, here you are, a biological male, trying to shut her up, a biological female, for having the wrong thoughts. Shut the fuck up, bitch, and think like I do.
So for me, extremism, I would define extremism as somebody who is focused disproportionately on one group and propagates myths about them.
TheConversation.com says the UK government has unveiled its new definition of extremism, but has raised more questions than it's answered in the process. Extremism is now defined as the promotion or advancement of an ideology based on violence, hatred or intolerance that aims to negate or destroy the fundamental rights and freedoms of others, or undermine, overturn or replace the UK's system of liberal parliamentary democracy and democratic rights. Now, whose rights and freedoms is J.K. Rowling trying to take away? I mean, you're literally trying to have her locked up for expressing her opinion. Would that not make you an extremist by this new definition?
It's absolutely disgusting, putrid, some of the worst abuse I've ever seen on social media. And I know I'm at the centre of it, I might be a little bit biased.
What are you going to do about this?
What am I going to do about it? Well, I've been to the police and I've reported it as an issue. I contacted Northumbria Constabulary yesterday.
So you reported J.K. Rowling?
I have reported J.K. Rowling to the police.
So would you say that she has committed a crime?
J.K. Rowling has definitely committed a crime.
No, she hasn't. The Northumbria Constabulary said while we recognise the upset this may have caused, the post was reviewed and did not meet the criminal threshold. The complainant has been updated of this. So India, you do realise you're the bad guy, right? JK Rowling called you a man, it hurt your feelings. Now you're trying to get her arrested. That's fucking mental. And let me make this clear, I'm no JK Rowling simp. I think Harry Potter's fucking gay. It's for 7-year-olds and it's just lame and shit. So I've got no horse in this race. I'm just calling it as I sees it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta. Goodbye.
Recession, session. Give me better times, give me better times. Recession.